I want to quickly talk to you about the purchase order software, and I want you to really save money. How do you get the best purchase order software? And how do you actually automate your purchase order processes this year? Let's first talk about the top software you need to really pay attention to. The number one software I want to introduce to you actually is Coupa Procurement. So, if you think about Coupa, I want you to think about automation, but I want you to think about efficiency too, because this purchase order software helps you with efficiency, helps you with automation, but most importantly, everything happens in a cloud-based environment. So, gone are the days where you have to be stuck at work to actually follow your purchase orders. With Coupa, you are with Coupa Procurement. You are able to track things remotely. So if you are on vacation, you can still track your purchase orders. Not a problem. Okay. So think about Coupa Procurement as a well-rounded purchasing suite that helps your business take control of spending and purchasing with a customer-like experience and user interface. So they've actually worked a lot. They've worked a lot on making sure the UX and UI are fantastic. Okay, with Coupa Procurements, you will love how the whole interface actually shows up. Coupa's services include a full purchase order process. In addition to key features, you have features such as requisitions. So that's really good because it helps you actually lower the sort of wasted money, wasted opportunities when it comes to your requisition process. You have a budgeting software tool that is actually embedded within Coupa Procurement. So that's really good for businesses that place multiple that actually navigate multiple budgeting processes every single year. You have spending and fraudulent activity guards. That's really good. You have inventory management, and last but not the least, you also have contract management. Okay, so purchase order components provide maximum administrative oversight and control while allowing entire departments to boost transparency. So if you have departments that are actually spread across multiple locations, multiple geographies, people working from home, people working from home or from multiple office premises, you are able to boost transparency. And with Coupa's Suite Synergy, you can reduce cycle time and achieve compliance. Okay, since pricing information is not publicly available, you have to actually register for a demo to actually receive a quote. If you're looking for a purchase order tool this year, I want you to think about SpendWise. And SpendWise does things a little differently, but pretty good. Pretty good. Also, you will love how they go about doing business. And when you think about SpendWise, I want you to think about artificial intelligence, but even better, because SpendWise actually is a web-based application designed to optimize organizational spending. This is pretty good, especially for organizations that have multiple geographies. If you are in the States and you have operations internationally, SpendWise is going to help you big time because SpendWise allows you to centralize your purchasing, centralize and streamline your purchasing, your requisition process. Okay. And the company's founders were tired of using manual tracking, spreadsheets, and papers to monitor the entire purchasing process. So consequently, they designed SpendWise to reduce time, alleviate administrative burden, and reduce human error. I mean, human error can cause millions of dollars in losses if not caught early on or even mitigated. Okay. The cool thing about SpendWise is that you can use the tool to actually do a lot of things. For instance, you can create, approve, and send professional purchase orders with a few clicks. So nothing really complicated here. The software reduces the time and effort spent on tracking received orders, managing bills, and running spending reports. Okay, and that's kind of cool. In terms of pricing, you will love the fact that SpendWise gives you at least some kind of transparency in terms of pricing, something you don't have with Coupa Procurement. SpendWise even goes further. SpendWise offers a free 30-day trial, no credit card information required, and so you can test the software to see if you like it. And once you're comfortable with paying, you have basic plans that starts at $9 per month, with premier plans costing an average of $19 per month, with a maximum of 5 users. And enterprise level pricing is also available for larger corporations. So that's kind of cool. And in terms of scalability, you will love SpendWise there. If you're looking for a top purchase order software tool, I want you to think about Precoro. And Precoro actually does a lot of things from a streamlined manner, but also from a streamlined perspective, but also in a scalable manner. Okay, so that's really good. For example, you are able to automate your purchase order process. You are able to get more visibility, to get more let's say transparency, okay, more clarity. That's the word I was looking for. So Precoro actually eliminates manual work processes to save time, resources, and money. I want you to focus on that trifecta: time, resources, and money. Okay. And you might be thinking, well, this is just maybe a couple of thousand of dollars. No, this could be millions of dollars, depending on the size of your operations and the scope also. So Precoro actually is a full-fledged procurement software that actually helping you remove delays in order to make purchasing seamless and secure. So you have a lot of possibilities there. So the purchasing order aspects helps your business replace things like Excel spreadsheets and PDF orders, which can be slow and easy to lose, really. Okay. So you just want to automate things. You want to digitize things, and you want to be able to monitor processes more effectively. So instead of doing things manually, Precoro creates and sends purchase orders to suppliers automatically. And as a user, you can choose from an unlimited catalog of products and services, clear pending statuses. You generate new purchase orders quickly and leverage custom workflows. This is kind of cool to have this sort of digital side of things, especially if you have international clients or you have international vendors. Okay, Precoro offers three plan levels. You have small, medium, and large. So small, you are paying $29 per month. Medium, you're paying $24 per month, and large, that's the $19 per month. Again, it's $24, 24, 29, and 19 per user per month. So pricing is based on the number of users and decreases as more users are added. So for enterprise level pricing, you want to contact Precoro for actually a custom quote. If you're looking for a top purchase order software tool this year, I want you to think about Fraction. And Fraction is going to help you big time in terms of procurement management, in terms of requisition management or requisition automation. Let me put it that way: requisition automation. Think about the Fraction as a procurement and accounting software that differentiates itself from competitors with an emphasis on spending less money in the course of normal business. Now, when I speak about the accounting software part of Fraction, you're not going to have something as comprehensive and sophisticated as what you would have with QuickBooks or FreshBooks. No, but at least you have something, okay? And with Fraction, you are able to spend money with accurate tracking, approvals, and compliance to financial policies, whether those policies are company generated policies or, let's say, international regulations. Okay, so that's kind of cool. So if you want to really, if you're looking for a purchase order software tool that allows you to comply with US GAAP or IFRS, you will love the kind of modules and capabilities that Fraction is bringing to the market. Okay, you will love that big time. So Fraction's buying features include simplified purchasing, purchase requisitions. That's kind of cool. You also have approval and workflow processes, and you have a catalog procurement process. That's really cool. Now, Fraction is not as transparent with pricing. Okay, so the pricing structure is not publicly available, and Fraction website actually encourages you to reach out for a customized quote. And so also the investment does include subscription fees, deployment fees, deployment services, but also hosting support. So something to really think about. Now with Fraction, the cool thing is that if you want to have something that if you want to have a software tool that combines procurement and accounting, then go with Fraction, because the others don't have that. Coupa doesn't have an accounting module. SpendWise doesn't have an accounting module. Precoro doesn't have an accounting module, but Fraction does. With those top three, you have to integrate. With Fraction, you'll have the tool, the capability already embedded. If you're looking for a great purchase order software tool this year, I want you to think about Zero. And Zero has been around for many, many years now, and Zero is actually known for its cloud-based functionalities. Okay, and so think about Zero as a holistic accounting software tool because Zero does way more than just a purchase order. They do way more than accounting or financial reporting. Okay, think about Zero as a holistic accounting software tool that handles bookkeeping, document management, invoicing, purchase orders, and everything in between. So you have an all-in-one solution from A to Z. That's what you get with Zero. So that's kind of cool. And so the online purchase order functionality can be personalized according to your organization branding and unique needs. So if you want to add your logo, if you want to do whatever you want to do, Zero will support that. I mean, they give you the flexibility to do so. So with Zero, you can create purchase orders using custom numbering, templates, and PDFs. Okay, the orders can then be sent and tracked all within the Zero platform. So that's kind of cool. And even cooler, plan levels are designed to suit the needs of companies as they scale. So if your company scales, Zero will be there to kind of support you. So the beginner level for early stage businesses starts at $11 per month per user, and the highest level for established businesses starts at about $62 per month. Again, you're talking about per month per user. Every plan includes an optional payroll add-on, which is one service not included in the software. So you have to really see what works for you, what doesn't work for you, and whether you need the add-on or not. And it's one of those things where it has to be let's say a case by case basis, right? You have to see whether or not the add-on makes sense for your business or not, and whether you want to get it now instead of 3 months from now. That's the kind of calculus you want to have if you are thinking about going with Zero this year. If you're thinking about the best purchase order software, I want you to think about Procurify. I mean, Procurify it's a pretty good tool to consider this year, especially if you are trying to diversify your offering. This is the kind of stuff you have to think about. And Procurify is a leading procurement platform trusted by top companies and organizations all around the globe. So you do have a global aspect to Procurify. And with Procurify, the procurement process is made more manageable. You have proactive and real-time data so that you can actually you're able to know exactly what happens. Okay, every step in your supply chain, you have transparency. So purchasing workflows is a unique feature that provides a visual roadmap of the entire purchasing process, so that you have more flexibility when it comes to more notifications, analysis and reporting, communication and reconciliation. Simplified search queries make it easy to locate the exact purchases and invoices that you need at any given time. So although Procurify actually offers plans for every level of business, specific pricing options are only available by request. So the custom pricing structure is actually tailored to how many licenses you need. That's how they're going to quote you. Next, you have Beanworks. So if you're looking for a purchase order software, I want you to think about Beanworks. And Beanworks by Quadient offers improved control, visibility, and oversight into the spending and approval processes. So the platform actually is pretty good because it is built on the premise of a committed spend, which is the amount of money that your business must agree to spend on goods and services necessary for operations. So with purchase order matching, Beanworks actually helps you as a user move quickly through approvals and automate key steps in the purchase order process. So automation matches purchase orders to a specific invoices for easy payment and reconciliation. Additionally, you can integrate purchase requisition in order to replace manual steps and spreadsheet updates. So that's really fantastic. Okay, and from a pricing standpoint, Beanworks is pretty interesting too because the software offers 4 plan levels. You have the starter, the pro, the premium, and the enterprise. and every plan is only visible by request, so the purchase order module is only available to pro users and higher. So I just shared with you the top seven purchase order software for you to consider this year. Let me give you a little bit of overview before we close to this conversation. One thing for sure, you have to understand that when it comes to purchase order, you're thinking about your spending cycle, right? You want to have a clear idea about what's happening in your accounts payable cycle. In business, keeping tabs on spending and purchasing can be as easy or as complex as the systems that are in place actually to handle these activities. So the thing is, nowadays you can no longer rely on verbal agreements and handshakes to make decisions about, let's say, purchasing goods and services, especially if your operation spans several states or several countries. So tools like purchase order software make these agreements trackable and trustworthy. And you want to have this sort of this you want to have this element of trust, this element of accountability, this element of let's say reliability. Okay, so when it comes to a purchase order management, what's really the best option for your specific business with unique goals and needs? It depends on a lot of things. Okay, and one thing I want to say here is that when you think about a purchase order, think about a document that a buyer issues to a seller to detail the terms of a new sale. Although different from contracts, purchase orders are legally binding agreements between a buyer and a vendor. Those documents most often include the dates, a unique purchase order number, the vendor contact, the cost, the quantity, and special notes or requests. Now, who uses purchase orders? Well, you have a lot of constituencies, a lot of stakeholders. So, in the small business realm, business owners are the primary parties involved in the creation and management of purchase orders. In larger businesses, purchase order creation processes might be offloaded to another employee who manages procurement, requisition, or inventory. So that's kind of the setup. Now, what are the benefits of purchase order software this year? Well, there are many advantages to using purchase order software. You have, for instance, the ability to save time by replacing manual processes. I mean, this is really obvious. I mean, if you are placing 100 requisitions, you don't have the same time setup as if you are placing 10,000 requisitions in your business per year or even per month. Okay. You also have the ability to have documented agreements that are reliable and accurate. So this accuracy is really important because it is really adding an extra layer of credibility to your accounts payable process, but also to your accounts receivable process. You also have the ability to create and pay invoices easily based on information in each purchase order. So that's kind of cool from a flexibility point of view. So having a seamless way to track spending for team members in accounting is actually should be the main goal for you this year. So in conclusion to this conversation, I spoke to you about the best purchase order software. I gave you the top software, the overview, and now the conclusion. In terms of top software, you have Coupa Procurement, SpendWise, Precoro, Fraction, Zero, Procurify, and Beanworks. Thank you so much. God bless you. I'll see you next time. Until then, remember, stay marvelous.